Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
You are too.
Jason is set on the lucky few.
Yes. I think that we all need to have an inner circle because, like Jim Rohn says, we are a product or we become the 5 people that we hang around the most.
That is true.
So we are influenced. And we just had a podcast about vibrational frequency. We, regardless of what we do or what our intention is, we are going to rub off. Our frequency is going to influence the people around us, and we are going to be influenced by the people around us.
Definitely. Energy is contagious. We start picking up phrases that are our inner circle.
Language, all of
Language. We start picking up the state that they are in, the emotions that they feel.
the habits, the mannerisms, all the things. So we just kind of adapt into the people that we hang around the most.
Yes.
So if you can consciously cultivate your inner circle, your lucky few, and say, these are the people that have the values, that I trust, that are honest, that will hold me accountable and know I'm willing to share my dreams with.
I think it's important as we're talking about this to really be conscious of not picking people who are exactly like we are, because then we don't have room to grow and to see different perspectives.
And that goes into that whole saying of, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
So I do feel it's important to pick your inner few or your inner circle and have people that you aspire to be like. I also think it's important to pick people that you know, hey, I can guide and help them. I can mentor them in these particular areas.
Yes. And that's a beautiful awareness.
Because then it becomes a communication between everybody.
And I think part of that also is recognizing that if we are consciously cultivating this group, we will know that someone in the group is going to have this specialty. Like they're moving in life in this area and they're going to be excellent in this area. And someone else will be excellent in a different area. So there might be someone that's great in relationships. There might be someone that's great in finance. There might be someone that's great in health.
Stop. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to challenge you.
Ahead.
Because this idea is great. Yeah, basically you're saying you want friends. Friends that, again, you want to be like, some friends that you can help, some friends that you just laugh and you can be your authentic self with. I understand the whole philosophy and the idea. I also believe that it is so much easier said than done.
Yeah, we can want all day long, but not take meaningful action. And I think it's having the conversation, and it's getting beyond that veil of surface conversation that we often stick to and fall into. I mean, how often are those conversations just go back to the weather?
I'm going to be real. I'm going to be so real right now that you're going to go, oh, Jana, I don't know if we should, I don't know if we should post this one.
Are we pulling the blankets back too far?
So Jason and I had friends over. It has really been on my radar to make close friendships. And I've been trying to do my best at doing this for like the last, I would say, year. I've really been putting an eye on this. We had friends over, and I actually, here's where I struggle, is standing up for my own soul and my own values, beliefs, and at the same time being hospitable and being what I know is socially acceptable. So here's the thing. We had friends over. We were also training for a dance competition, and I was on I was doing intermittent fasting and they wanted to come over in the evening and I stopped eating at 4:00.
We stopped eating.
We stopped eating at 4:00. So then I tried to just be authentic about it and say, you know what? We really want to have you over. But here's the deal. We stop eating at this time. So is it okay to just come over and drink water, tea, maybe some coffee?
And have a conversation.
It felt very awkward. And to the point where I literally thought, I don't know if this is for me.
And those are thoughts that we had on it. And we don't know what the true thoughts are that they had on it.
I felt very odd.
Because they brought their own food.
They brought their own food. I felt terrible. They brought their own
on their
food.
own dishes. And it was like, okay, well, go ahead and eat. And I would love to try this, but we are fasting from 4:00 until 8:00 the next morning.
And so I'm going to be real.
Noon,
it did not feel, I literally thought, and it has nothing against, the people. It just, I had people. The thought we would have been better off just not doing it.
But we did want to connect, and that was part of the intention of,
that was part
for
of
the
year
intention. Is we want to connect. But we had this period of time, this 2-month period where we are doing this program.
But
our schedules matched up.
Okay, so this is just a little example, because what I'm really trying to say is inside my soul, I have these little battles. Here's another example. Shopping. I really need to go shopping. And that's a great time and place to invite someone to come along and experience that with someone. I don't want to do that. And here's why. I feel when I invite someone along, then I don't completely authentically say, you know what, I don't like that. Like, you totally should not buy that, because that is not my style at all.
And then sometimes we might buy something based on someone else's and compliments.
If I start feeling like, oh, you know what, they're hungry and antsy and they're ready to go, then I don't say, you know what, I came here because I need a fucking, excuse my language, I need a dress. And
explicit.
I am going to go try on 10 dresses while I'm here. Like, and
I'm going to take all 10 in the dressing room, and I'm not going to come out in them.
I start becoming a chameleon. And this is a Jana thing. However, I'm being vulnerable about this because I know there's other people out there that feel the exact same way. And if I am to be completely 100% real, there are not very many people that I can truly just be me and be in the same 6 feet space with them.
For a length of time.
And I know that that's a Jana issue.
Well, I think we all have that at certain times.
And it's not that I'm afraid they won't accept me. That's not the issue. It's that I want to make them feel comfortable. And I want to be hospitable. And I want to be attentive to their needs.
So it's giving up the me.
It's putting them in front of me.
And then also there's the worry of, are they being fully honest and open about what they truly want? Because am I giving into a bucket that isn't fulfilling for them?
I think we just had an aha moment. When I am with other people, I often put their needs, wants, and values in front of my own. And it's not that I don't stand up for what I believe, but it is my higher value is to make others feel good and feel at home and feel comfortable.
Feel lucky.
And therefore, here's the conflict that I often face is that when I have a need or a want, I often isolate myself because it is easier for me to express what it is that I want and need to Jana when nobody else is around. The only person that I can be 100% me is when I am in the same room with you, Jason. And that's because I feel like you've seen me fart, you've seen me be lazy, you've seen me have diarrhea. I mean, you've seen the worst of me. And I feel like there is no facade. And I also know that you can take care of yourself. So there's no trying to make, do you feel at home here?
I don't need to feel, I will feel happy and do what I want.
And I know this.
And you know this. So you don't feel the need to, now I would say that you still give me everything that I need. So there's a mix in here, but I also express the things that I do need that I would prefer from you. Mm-hmm. And those match very well.
Isn't that crazy that I just admitted that out loud? I don't know if we should post this.
I would say there's millions of people out there that are in the position of, can I be my full self around my friends? And do I have...
And here's the thing is I can be I feel like I'm showing up to parties and events as my authentic self. However, I'm not... not showing. I do.
You show up as the giver in you,
and I don't say this is what I
not
need.
In the receiver of you.
Yes, and it's hard for me to receive.
And so there's a big thing here because how many people? And I believe that we could show up in multiple areas of friends and be ourselves because we are givers.
I know, but I also have needs and wants too.
I recognize this, but the thing I'm going to is I believe that a lot of people will show up because I used to be this person that I was like, please God, do not let this group of friends meet this group of friends because they're not the same.
Really?
They are, yeah. Like you cannot go and be the fraternity people here and then go be the church people here.
But that's you. You totally are. You are that person. You are a little bit of a chameleon, which is why it is so hard for us to find the lucky few. It's because we have learned in our life, because of where we are placed in our families, the way our dynamics have been in growing up, we have learned to automatically adjust and adapt. It's almost like adapting has become I know that it's a superpower. Don't get me wrong, but it's almost like we don't stand in our own power enough sometimes.
I feel like we are getting into that space where we're standing in our own power more. And I think that comes with being more authentic, being more real. And and this is going to sound, I don't want it to sound like it's not being humble, but I think we've released some of the pride and recognize that we are on a journey.
That is for sure. So we are constantly growing, constantly learning, and constantly evolving.
And every day we have these aha moments. We have these understandings because we have these conversations and because we say, okay, what is it that I really want?
Yes.
Like where do I want to be in the next 3 to 5 years? And how am I going to get there? Like, who are the people that I need to bring alongside me? And because we have these conversations and we're actually actively and consciously thinking of the people that we want around us, the people that we're becoming, and meditating on it, moving towards that.
Yes.
I believe that authenticity and bringing down kind of those barriers of pretending has allowed us, regardless of the adapting and overcoming, has allowed us to become closer to where we're going.
I know you say drop the veils of pretending. I will say, in 2019, I feel like I did that. I literally dropped the veils of the facade. And I really did my best to show up on social media. Sometimes I show up with no makeup. I mean, right now I have no pants on. I feel like I talk about struggles that I've had. I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with all sorts of feelings such as disappointment and rejection. I have been very open. And I also feel that there's another side of that where people have responded and have said, we don't like this new Jana as much. We want the old Jana who
is happy all the time.
Yes.
Right. Who doesn't have any problems.
Inspirational Jana who's just
doesn't have any challenges. Well,
it has really been a struggle for me because I do feel that I do my best to just be me. And yet at the same time, if I have a need or a want, it's easier for me to just cut myself off from people so that I don't have to justify or explain it.
Well, I think in a lot of times we want people to see the success. We want people to see our success, and we want people to not see the work that goes into it. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's so many people with this view of overnight successes, and they don't see the long-term growth into it and how they've aligned themselves with people and cultivated their lucky few or their inner circle that says, hey, you're slipping, or you're not living fully into yourself. You're not being the person that you want to be. Like they don't see the challenges. And when you pulled that veil down in 2019, I saw people come to you. Now we were still in that, we were in the middle of growth, and we were in kind of the middle of
the pandemic happened immediately.
And we were kind of thinking that, hey, we've had so many insights here, we've got it figured out.
Yeah, I know that happens too.
And
I feel like a fool.
And I don't know that we need to feel like a fool, because this is kind of like what I'm seeing is a natural progression.
It is.
Sometimes we feel like we have it figured out, and then we go hardcore into it, and then we realize there's more to figure out.
Yes.
And we're like, oh God, there's always going to be more to figure out.
And we get knocked down a little.
Yeah.
It's the universe's way of saying,
it's the spiritual curriculum.
Continue to grow, my friends.
Continue to grow, continue to dream, and continue to move towards your better self.
Okay, now I'm going to struggle with whether or not I should actually post this. I not only said a naughty word,
well,
I revealed some inner
those
thoughts,
young ears in this
some
one.
Inner conflict.
But I feel like
thanks for joining us. And just that being said, that means if you're listening to this, you are my lucky few.
And you are living lucky.
Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.